Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Thursday. Today I'm going to be doing pack 2 of the Hachette Partworks release and build the U96 U-Boat. Now, if you haven't seen pack 1, I have put a link all the way up there and it shows you the brochure and shows you everything you're going to get in this build. Today, pack 2, we're going to be doing stages 5 to 8. I am really impressed with what we've done so far. Obviously, we had done the forward section of the submarine and these open and close. I put that on social media and it really blew up. But the biggest thing about this build is that it's now available in America as well as the UK. And I have put links in the video description and there's also a QR code on screen. New thing for Hachette Partworks to make this released in America. So if you do want to get hold of this, check out the video description or that QR code. Now, not sure what we're doing today, but we did get an extra sort of part for this build. I'm going to show you that now. That comes in this box here. It's a display plate. It's the second dispatch gift. So let's open this up. Haven't actually looked at this yet and see how this looks. This is a reminiscent of the Bismarck one we had, and it looks just like that. So when I'm actually displaying this, when it's a finished model, I can have this next to it. I do love these display plates. As you see, they just stand up by themselves as well. So that's the second item that we get. Just had to find a place to put that. Now, I don't think we've got as much to do in this pack as we did in pack 1, but looking at the first part, we got lots of sprues. So we're going to do in stage 5. Let's get cracking. So the first thing I want are these 3 points just here, looking just like that. Got myself some glue here, and then rather than put glue in the lugs this time, on this side here, we're going to have the longer piece. So I'm just brushing on some glue just on that side there. The reason I'm not putting it on the lugs this time is that what would happen is I'm going to stick my fingers underneath if I was to do that. I don't want to do that. That's going to hold that in, no problems at all. On this side here, we've got the smaller one. Again, it's a line of glue there. And put this in. The lugs at the bottom do dictate which way round this goes, and that's in perfectly. Now I've got a couple of parts on this sprue here that I'm going to need to cut off. Got my sprue cutters. What I'll do is I'll get these both off first. I do have nice sharp sprue cutters, but if we have got any burrs on this one's got a little one here. I'm just using a sanding stick just to file that down smoothly. Now, pretty easy to see where these go because the bottom lugs on these tiny sections here, we've got one big one and one small one. So the big one's going to go into the bigger hole and it's facing towards the back here. So let's just put that one in. Just like that. Which means the smaller one, bit of glue, is just going in this hole here. Excellent. Now I'm going to be putting some navigation lights in. So we've got the green starboard and the red port. And basically all we do, probably best on the top camera, is going to put these in. The red port is on my right side at the moment because obviously this is upside down. When it's the right way round, it's on the correct side. And then put the starboard side on this side here. They don't need gluing. They do hold themselves in like that. So again, when it's the correct way round, they're in the correct positions there. Now, one of those things that if you blink you'll miss it, we've got 2 optic fibre cables with some little metal sheaths over the end. Now what I want to do is put this in this way so that the cable sheath that I've got here is going in front of this notch just there. Might be best on the top camera, and then the rest of the optic fibre cable is going down this channel behind the green starboard side navigation light. So let me show you on the top camera. As you can see, it's in there in front of the tab, and then this optic fibre is fitting really flush against this end of the navigation light, but it's in the trough so it can't move. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Best to push the metal part in first, then get your tweezers and push that down into position. And there you go. They're both into place. Now bring over what we were working on in the last stage. We're going to be putting this on now. And what I'm going to do is we've got 4 tabs here, which I'm putting glue on. One here, one here, one here, and one here. I'm also going to put some glue just on this edge here, because I'm about to put this in this part. So line up these 4 tabs. Just going to let that set for a second. And there you go. That's how that looks. Excellent. I can put this whole thing to one side and bring over these 2 parts. This one came in this stage. This one came in the previous stage. In this stage, we've also got these bulwarks. Am I pronouncing that right? I'm probably really butchering that. I've cut them from the sprue. It's just a case, again, putting the tiniest amount of glue just on the tabs here and here. And these are going into the small 2 holes that I've got just here. So that's one in. Do exactly the same on the other side. And I'm just holding that into place. I can now bring over what we created before, and I'm actually going to be putting this into place now. So this is going to be going over this position just here, and I'm going to be screwing this in with CP screws. So I'm putting these in quite gently at the moment, just so I can line everything up. So now that's nice and tight. That's in that side, and as you can see, probably on the top camera, that optic fibre here is coming out of that hole just there. I'm going to be doing exactly the same on the other side here. So this optic fibre, once again, is going to be going out of the hole just there. So then I can put this on. As you can see again on the top camera. And then these CP screws here are going to hold that in. So that's in like that. Now, this part here has got 2 pegs in, which are going to be going into the holes here. That's going to pull this part together. What I've actually done is I put a line of glue down here, and I'm going to be using a clamp with protection on here just to keep that nice and tight together. Just like that. So while that's gluing, now I can shape this. Now this does need a little bit taken off of here. And I'm going to let that dry, but that is how that looks. And check how that front end's gone in as well. That's brilliant. All we've got left to do is just take this tab here. I don't think we need glue for this. I'm just going to have a check. It's going to push into the side over here. And I have ended gluing up that piece into place as well. But that is all there is to do in that stage. In stage 6, we're going to be extending the hull. So I've got this large bracket to put into place, and it's just going to go over this section here. Again, probably best on the top camera, and it's going to sit onto the points just there. It's held in with AM screws. And we are going to need 3 of these. So I'll put 1 down the centre, and then just 2 each side here. I'm going to take this hydroplane box, and that's going to go over the 2 holes we can see just in the centre there. I'm just going to line them up like that. That's held in with AP screws. These are the black screws. So 1 in there, and 1 just on this side. And then I've got this gear to put in. The gear is going to be going into the bridge that you can just see again on the close-up camera there. So if I just drop this into where it goes, it's going to fit in like that. All I'm going to do then is take this metal rod, holding that into place, putting it through this hole here. I'm going to make sure it goes through the whole thing and then comes out the other side. Now when we put it in, you can see we've got a little notch on there. It's the long section that we want to put through. Just Put that through again. The notch needs to fit just at the base of the gear. Don't know if you can see that. Just like that. Now I'm going to be taking one of these silver screws to hold that into place. And that screw is going to stop that coming out. But it can still turn, as you can see. Now we're going to be bringing what we created on the first video. We're going to be piecing this to what we created on this video. So the power for those torpedo doors is going to go through the hole. And I'm going to add these to this section just like that there. Perfect. Now it's going to be held in with AP screws. That's these black screws. Not the easiest thing to get in, but once you've got two in, it should be easy to line the rest of them up. Two at the top here. And then just one on this side. Perfect. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 7, we've got a motor in here. Check this out. And the first thing I want to do is take off this protection wire here. Once again, straighten this lead out by holding this end, making sure there's no tension at this end. I'm just checking all the connections. They're all in good. On this end, I want to put a sticker because this lead is labelled M2. So I put this roughly just down there. There we go. That's going to help to identify that later on. I'm going to be taking this hydroplane box here and I'm going to be putting this motor in just like that with the lead coming away from me. I need to secure this in with CM screws just through this side here. That really wasn't the easiest thing to get in there, but there we go. That's in. I've then got this worm gear to put in. This is just going to slip over the end here. It is shaped. It's a D-shaped pattern. So that sits in like that. I've then got this bracket which is going to keep this into place. So it's just a push in to this vacant section at the end. That's going to stop that falling out now. And then keeping this wire out the way and bringing over what we just worked on. This is just going to be going onto that section just there. Held in with the black AP screws. So one just there. That's going to keep that in. And one on this side here. So now that motor is going to operate this bar here, as you can see. But that is all there is to do on that stage. So the last stage of this pack, this one here, we've got a large section of hull and some connectors. This time, once again, bring over what we were working on last time. Move these wires out the way because this is going to be going into that position just there. Once again, it's held in with the silver AM screws. Now we need 4 of these, so I'm going to put one in the back first, and that should hold that into place. One next to it. And then we've just got 2 on these sections just here. One there. Perfect, that's in tight. Then I just want to attach this section of hole that we got in this stage over the top here. Make sure it's all good and lined up. And then the silver screws again to hold this into place. What we do want to make sure is that it's connected and flush at the bottom there. So this time I'm going to put the side ones in first. One. Then I'll put these larger ones just down the bottom. And when that's all in, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. And as you can see, it's coming along, isn't it? It's quite big. Now at the moment we've only got this supported here, so it can bend at that pivot point there. But once the plates are in this side, that's going to stop that happening. But pretty impressive. I wish we could try the electrics out in here, just see how that works. But I like how this is going. Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. And there's also a QR code on the screen. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.